SCP, and we will be watching MalO. I don't know a lot about MalO. I literally just looked up MalO and I got a lot of furry art, so I thought we would check it out. And I'm not a furry, but let's watch the video.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is
Wait, it actually is afternoon because I streamed early today. Holy immersion!
Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-1471. Object class:
Euclid. They're all Euclid.
Special containment procedures. All mobile devices that have SCP-1471 installed are to be confiscated and analyzed for any potential leads to other possibly affected devices. Afterwards, affected devices are to have their batteries removed, be assigned a designation, for example, SCP-1471, then a number, and be placed in Storage Unit 91 at Research Site 45.
They used to do this when we had testing in school. They would take all of our phones and put them in a little baggie and mix them up like a shake and bake, and eventually we would get them back.
All online application stores for mobile devices are to be monitored to prevent any inadvertent sales of SCP-1471.
Oh!
Suspected devices are to be targeted using self-uploading malware in order to disable the device until it can be seized by field agents.
Oh, wait, that's why it's MalO, because it sounds like malware? I didn't even think about that. I thought she was gonna be like a furry mommy. Like, that's all I ever saw was like furry with big booba. I didn't know that she was like, I don't know, street pass.
Description: SCP-1471 is a free 9.8 megabyte application for mobile devices.
Yeah, free or battle pass free.
Named MalO version 1.0.0 in online application stores. SCP-1471 has no listed developer and is somehow able to bypass the application approval process to go directly to distribution.
Oh, I mean, you could have just went on like the Samsung App Store. That is an unregulated battleground.
SCP-1471 is also able to avoid removal by other program manager applications.
Okay.
After SCP-1471 is installed, no icons or shortcuts are created for the application. SCP-1471 will then begin to send the individual images through text messaging every 3 to 6 hours.
Nah, this is Mystic Messenger for furries? Dude, I hated that app because I had it one time in college. Okay, we're all weak. We're all weak people. Don't judge me. And these anime boys would call me at 4 in the morning. Like, I got shit to do!
All images will contain SCP-1471-A either within the background or foreground. SCP-1471-A appears as a large humanoid figure with a canid-like skull and black hair.
Emo.
During the first 24 hours following the installation of SCP-1471, the mobile device will receive images taken at locations commonly frequented by the individual.
What?
After 48 hours, the mobile device will receive images taken at locations that were recently visited by the individual.
Huh?
After 72 hours,
Stalker?
the mobile device will receive images of the individual in real time, with SCP-1471-A appearing within close proximity to the subject.
What if I'm taking a shit? Oh my god, I'd be blowing up the bathroom at the Wawa! Is she right there?
Individuals with more than 90 hours of exposure to these continuous images will begin to briefly visualize SCP-1471-A within their peripheral vision, reflective surfaces, or a combination of the two.
Parasocial.
Continued exposure to SCP-1471 after this point will cause irreversible and sustained visualizations of SCP-1471-A. Individuals at this stage have reported periodic attempts made by SCP-1471-A to visually communicate with them, but fail to understand or comprehend these actions. Currently, the only known treatment to reverse SCP-1471's effect is to eliminate the individual's visual exposure to these images prior to 90 hours after installation.
So you just have to like go blind? What?
To date, no apparent hostile activity has been reported.
Or go touch grass? That's too far.
Regarding SCP-1471-A. And this is archival document 1471-1. Note, SCP-1471 has posted on application stores.
Don't look at your phone. Dude, that's literally death. No phone, no computer monitor, no nothing. Just laying down and suffering. What the hell? This is the scariest SCP of all time.
MalO, version 1.0.0. Free. 0 reviews. Description. For never settle for those awkward feelings of being alone ever again. MalO is an exciting and interactive experience that will keep you engaged and intrigued. The anxiety of social situations can be nerve-wracking, but after just a few hours of MalO, you will soon forget about all those painful emotions of disappointment. Be part of a new craze that is quickly becoming the next social substitute. Remember, the more you participate, the more MalO will engage you.
Ooh, is she clingy? I like that.
Your experience is completely up to you. The more MalO will engage you. Your experience is completely up to you.
Okay.
Absolutely no ads.
Yes! Yes! That's all I needed to hear, baby!
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Addendum 1471-1. This is the experience of William, reconstructed in audio format by Acid, the on-site AI.
Okay.
Playing reconstruction now. I was scared when
Me too.
I first saw him. It happened just as you told me. The messages, the pictures, seeing him around every corner afterwards. I was so young. Who wouldn't have lost it? William sighed.
Oh, poor
By
William.
then, he was over the creature following him. It wasn't like it was going to go away, no matter how much he begged or pleaded or attempted to bribe.
This is why you don't want me as a friend. I am a clingy mother sucker. You wanna play League now? How about now? Gartic phone this weekend? No. How about Mario Party? Saturday?
He knew that the best and only solution would be to just get used to Capone being there. At least he had the solace of knowing that he wasn't going insane. Believe me, William, I know many people have reacted the same way. Fear is a more common reaction to the unknown than you'd think. Dr. Laura Brains consoled him.
She the brains of the operation.
These cases weren't exactly common, but they were commonly known. It's not even that I'm afraid anymore. I mean, he makes me jump when I see him in the morning. I don't think I'll ever get used to that. It's just the bad...
Guys, how did we get a -2 combo? That is the most demoralizing shit of all time. Dude, MalO would never -2 me.
connotations he has, William rebutted. I know that he does, but it happened 2 years ago. I know it's hard for you, especially with your shadow, but you need to carry on, Dr. Brain stated. William just sighed as she continued. Our session is almost up. We made some real progress, William.
Therapy.
I want you to do something for me when you get home. Do you have any homework or anything? I did it all on my break. Good. When you get home, I want you to think back to your first experience. Write as much as you feel comfortable sharing.
Is this a researcher?
Right? Yeah. Thanks for seeing me.
Aww, dude, he's just lonely.
It wasn't too long a drive from the doctor's office to home. 5, possibly 10 minutes, if there was a train. He always saw the creature through the rearview mirror when he drove, riding in the back seat. It looked innocent, in its own alien way, waving to William as he saw it.
How do you explain... Wait! Is that why he's in the therapy office or whatever? Because they think maybe he's like schizophrenic, but it's actually an SCP and he's telling the truth the whole time? Oh, shit!
Despite everything, William found himself talking to it, like one would talk to a dog or a cat about their day when they're alone.
Oh.
It seemed to listen when he talked, and after a while, he could swear that it understood. It's hard to tell with a face like that, so all there were to go by were various head tilts and waves, and even then, he had to teach it how to wave.
Oh.
At least I know you're interested. Drop the backpack near the door, go to the patio, wave to Capone from the mirror, fridge, drink, chair, crash. William's afternoon routine was more clockwork than it should be. He thought back to his session with Dr. Brains.
Okay.
She wanted me to try and recapture the experience when I first saw him? Huh?
The phone?
William mumbled as he grabbed a few sheets of paper and a pen. Bit by bit, he pieced together the sequence of events that lead up to this point.
Oh!
I've had Capone with me ever since I was 15 years old.
Whoa!
I remember that my 20-year-old sister Sarah brought up an app that she downloaded earlier at the dinner.
Sarah! Dude, I knew a Sarah in middle school. She was so mean to me. I did not mean to trauma dump. Maybe I need my own MalO.
Table one night. She had no idea how it does it, but hazarded a guess that it tracks you through your phone's GPS and sends you pictures of the places you've been with a really cute monster placed in the photo to make it look like it's following you.
Oh, wait, it's cute. It is kind of cute. Can we go to, like, afternoon tea together?
It didn't seem that weird. I recall that Google Maps could get a decent ground photo at the time, so...
Using Google Maps, absolutely based. I hate Apple Maps.
Just add Photoshop to that and you'd have a gimmick. Plus, we knew it couldn't be a virus. The App Store checks every app for things like that before peddling it. The only thing I found legitimately off about it at the time was that it was both free and adless.
Yeah, never believe anything that's free and has no ads. You are the product at that point.
Her explanation of it sounded pretty cool to me, so I asked Sarah to help me download it on my phone. She told me that while my old hand-me-down flip phone did have something like an app store, it most likely didn't have MalO. Didn't stop her from looking, though.
Can I get MalO on my Zoom? Or on my Zune?
Sarah was a good sister.
A Zoom, like a Zoom call, just straight up talking in a business sense. She shows up in like a suit and tie.
She really could have told me just to get out of her hair, but she always took the time out of her day for me, packing my lunch, playing with me, bringing me to R-rated movies that I...
Whoa! Wait. So she's cool like that?
was clearly too young for. I was lucky to have her as a legal guardian.
I know the first R-rated movie I actually watched. It was the one where everybody wanted Abraham Lincoln to kiss that other guy. Abraham Lincoln, I think it was like Zombie Slayer. It was such garbage, but such good garbage. Oh, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. That's what it was called.
When our parents went away. I was too young to process it all when it happened, but Mom and Dad died from a head-on collision with a drunk driver.
Wait, and then he, like, sees her in the train and in, like, the rear window of his car. That's gotta be scary.
Sarah took care of me as my legal guardian up until I moved out for college. God knows where I'd be if she didn't. After some prodding, she found the app, which was a surprise to both of us. It was obvious that my phone didn't have any kind of GPS, but neither of us had even thought about it until much, much later. Soon enough, I received my first picture.
Of what?
I'll never understand the way Sarah saw the world if that was her idea of cute. The photo was taken in my school's courtyard, with the creature I'd soon call Capone sitting on one of the benches. You could barely see him, but there he was, covered in his black matted fur, with his knife-like claws, a set of blank, pure...
You already sold me. I love creatures with knife hands. Most Pokemon, pretty cool.
her white eyes, and that face, which was merely a skull belonging to some kind of large beast, looking directly at us with that large, wolfish grin.
Well, there's, like, creepy cute. Like, I'd say Mugenics is creepy cute. Probably Binding of Isaac is creepy cute. Happy Tree Friends, they were, like, blowing each other's heads off, and they were pretty cute.
I gave the phone back to Sarah, telling her how terrifying it was, and that I didn't want the messages anymore. She just jokingly punched my shoulder, saying, "Oh, don't be such a baby. It's too cute. Look how happy he is to meet you." I looked at his face, his wide grin specifically. I have to admit, I laughed at that.
Oh.
It was just the sheer wrongness of that statement that made me listen to the next. I'm sure he'll grow on you eventually. Tell you what, if you can put up with him for one whole week, we'll go see that movie you wanted to see.
Ooh,
if he still gives you nightmares, we'll delete it.
Dude, this is the most sibling conversation of all time. It's on the same level of, You can hit me back. Just don't tell Mom, but you can hit me as hard as you want.
If you end up liking it, we'll laugh about it later. I looked at the picture again. It appeared that getting a photo every now and then was the extent that this was going to go to. And looking at it in hindsight, I probably would have kept it on for next to nothing if she really wanted me to. So, I agreed. Sarah was ecstatic after that, and assured me that I wouldn't regret it while showing me some of her own pictures.
Dude, this is like a disease. It just spreads from phone to phone.
She only had 3 so far. One at her office, one at the park, and another on the road we lived on. Each picture containing her own clearly visible entity. I must have looked nervous or something, because she suggested that I name mine, like she did with her Cassandra. I thought about it for a bit. Let me make something
like
clear,
Pokemon.
though, because it seems to come up whenever I tell people this.
Okay.
I didn't name my MalO Capone because of the incident with my parents. I didn't even know that Mom and Dad's arrest involved alcohol at the time.
Oh!
I named him after a history lesson I found amusing in school, where people's fears got the best of them. And as my teacher put it, it ended up doing more harm than good. It was intended as a reminder that I shouldn't be making the same mistake. I saw that.
Wait, but then he made the same mistake because he downloaded the app. Oh no, dude! They're all furries now! This happened to me, I swear to God! I was friends with like 3 furries, and then I became a furry, and then that's when my dad told me to knock it off. I wasn't the first furry at my school.
Bit of light in this whole thing after giving it a mock title, and thought that it wasn't going to be that bad. I went to bed, and my normal life went on for just a little while longer. I continued to get pictures of Capone for a while, following me at school, the bus stop, my street, virtually anywhere I went. It wasn't until the 3rd or
I don't have any good memories of the bus stop when I was going to school. I think the only thing I remember is that people would show up in shorts just so someone would say, hey, it's kind of cold out. Why are you wearing shorts? And then they would be like, oh, it's not really that cold. Like, I don't feel cold at all.
4th day when
I hated the bus stop!
Class. I was thinking I was in trouble for something, even if I didn't know what. But as soon as I saw Sarah, that feeling was stifled.
Uh-oh.
She looked very shaken. The instant she saw me, she immediately yanked my arm and brought me to the car. Sarah was not looking good at all. She kept asking questions about Capone. Things like if I saw him, or if I received any photos from him with me in the images.
Oh my God. Wait, they sent super threatening photos too? Nah, what did Capone Photoshop me doing? Nah, he posted it all over Yik Yak? My social career is over!
I haven't checked anything from today, but when I checked, there were 2.
Oh.
I remembered exactly when and where those messages were taken, because during them, I made a mental note that I got some texts from Capone. They've been sent as soon as they've been taken.
Bruh, get on 2K, you're so trash. Never green, so trash, so trash.
Capone!
Sarah knew
I
that
thought
we
we
were
were
being
cool,
pursued
man!
by
What the
something.
fuck?
She probably had no idea by what they were, and I knew she had no idea how they were doing it, but she knew that they knew where we lived. She couldn't figure out how to delete it. She said she tried everything, but couldn't find a way to get it off.
Virus.
She couldn't even find where the app went. I'm not even sure what we were planning to do, but before we could even fully plan a course of action, I got another text.
Uh-oh.
Sarah froze and
Doxed.
stared at me, as if to say, don't look at it. If I didn't, I could have had a semi-normal...
Dude, don't get cyberbullied by an SCP. Just turn the computer off. Unplug the monitor. What's he gonna do?
normal life right now. It would have been over the news within a week, and we would have known. But I did it. I opened the phone, and there we were, just sitting there, with that fear-stricken look on our face. The photo was clearly taken from the hood of a moving car, giving us a clear view of what was behind us.
Oh.
He took up most of the back seat.
Damn! He's big! Holy! He got the SCP-BBL!
And towered over me.
Damn!
We both turned around, preparing to scream at the monstrosity behind us. But when we did, the seat was empty.
Oh.
We didn't know what was happening or what to make of it, but we felt that the only thing to do is run away.
Yeah.
Abandoning the car. We hastily ditched the car.
You gotta add SCP encounter on the Carfax or nah?
ran the rest of the way to the apartment, and locked the door behind us. We locked ourselves in the bathroom and waited. We just stayed there, even when we got a message from Cassandra or Capone. Sarah would scream at them, asking why they were following us, and begged for us to be left alone.
They're just bored.
We felt helpless against them. All we felt we could do is just sit in the bathroom and hope they would go away. The room felt like our only safe haven until we were exposed to them for too long.
Oh.
Sarah started to panic.
Dude, he's gonna come up out the toilet. Like that South Park guy. He's gonna swirl up like, hi.
She kept saying that she kept seeing one of them behind her. I wasn't seeing it, though. I was more concerned about trying to calm her down by telling her that maybe they weren't really there than I was about seeing Capone in the mirror. I convinced Sarah that we needed to leave the room out of necessity. We couldn't stay in the apartment forever, and if they wanted to get to us, they would have done so already. We called the police, and here we are.
Yeah.
We both got help, but I was the lucky one.
I mean, what are the police gonna do? There's a giant stacked furry following me everywhere. I really need help. What? Did they tase it?
Everyone's case was different in terms of interaction, but for me, Capone was always in a mirror or some reflective thing large enough to show him. He was predictable, and I could find ways to block him out when I needed it. I learned how to expect Capone, and after a while, he kind of grew on me. I used to have a makeshift curtain that I would pull over the mirrors when I didn't want to see him, but I started using that curtain less and less as time went on.
Nah, he's getting parasocial now. He loves his AI furry companion!
Capone always seemed to try and interact with me, even if I didn't understand what he was trying to say most of the time. I started to greet Capone with a casual wave as I passed by him from the living room mirror, and eventually he started to wave back.
Ah, he's friendly!
He kind of became a constant companion to me.
I kind of like
And I
this.
adjusted to Capone just as he adjusted to me. My case wasn't as severe as Sarah's. She saw Cassandra everywhere she looked, around every corner.
Oh, it gets
just out of
worse.
sight,
She had hers
over
longer.
her while she slept. Sarah
Hey, he's just making sure you're sleeping good. He's like your Rocky.
took her own life 2 years ago.
Oh!
I wanted to blame the MalOs for it, but I can't. Following the person who looks at their messages is just what they do. Now, every time I see Capone, I'm reminded of what I did in the car that day. I knew I shouldn't have picked up that text. If I didn't, she would still be here.
Dude, so is this SCP kind of also like talking about like depression or like feeling alone and like it's just constantly following you and it gets worse and worse and worse like the more alone you feel?
It was almost 4 hours since William started writing, but he almost felt relieved. He's never actually told anyone about this in such detail before. The majority of what happened was kept between himself and Capone. He looked up to the creature in the mirror from across the room for a few seconds.
The SCP in the mirror.
As it gave the old, familiar wave. William was silent for a minute, staring at Capone, and then back to his papers.
Huh.
He felt the need to make one last point. But then again, how would I have known? I don't know who made the MalOs, or why.
I don't either.
I don't even know if anyone actually made the app. Many things like it have been created naturally, or have been given some kind of anomaly out of sheer chance. It would make so much
What was that? Furry jump scare!
sense if some physical thing was to blame. But there's none I can legitimately find. None on the MalOs, none on me. Just on chance.
Oh, I like the ending. Okay, if the furry was really hot, would you want her to follow you around, chat? Be honest. Like, she's really hot.
What's with the blank expressions? Oh, you don't know about acid. Right.
I've never tried it, and I'm kind of scared.
New AI, very state-of-the-art. Here at the Foundation, we're developing new technology constantly to deal with new threats, sometimes automatically. Acid really helps with that, but it has a multitude of uses. I'm not the technical guy. I'm going to be mainly using him for speech synthesis. Oh, if you don't know, ACID stands for Anomalous Containment Intelligence Database.
Oh, duh! What the hell was I thinking?
I'm just a
I don't actually, yeah, no.
level 3 researcher who gets to use it. Anyway, I think that
I like
about
when he says anyway. I feel like every month I have like a word that I say all the time. Like right now it's like honestly. I've been saying honestly a lot. I like how he goes anyway.
does it for today. Thank you very much for listening, if indeed you still are, and you are all dismissed.
Yay!
Goodbye.
Look at all of
I would
these
like to give a
amazing
special
people
thank
like
you
Greg.
To Albino Neku, James Saba, Andre Bichert, Jax Merrick, Pablo Ice 917,
Pablo!
Burlington the Cat, Justin Day,
Yeah.
Researcher Bulvier,
Oh, I know that guy.
Pierce M. Hamlin,
Pierce!
Curie Kuma,
Oh, that guy.
White
I known him
Crew,
a while. Oh, he's my bestie.
Nicholas James Vojak,
Let me his Lambo.
Bryson Bailey,
Yeah, kiss
my
my
archive
dog.
curator Nick,
Oh, we love
Cody
Nick.
Tench,
Cody!
the Android, Slump God,
Slump God!
Orcs563, and Tree Hero.
Nice.
Thank you all so much for your support.
Yay!
It's greatly appreciated.
I broke my hand.
If you would like a special thank you at the end of each of my videos, and some other cool stuff as well, visit patreon.com/TheVolgun.
Okay, I can't clap because my hand is broken and I only have this one left. Thank you so much for watching. I super appreciate it. If you're new here, please come by the Twitch link to .tv/BerryCrepe and use code Berry for 10% off your Gamer Subs order. It's supposed to be a 10, but my hand is broken. I am so sorry. Have a good day. Goodbye, YouTube!